Slenderman died 3 weeks ago. Government operatives finally killed him using experimental weapons. Incinerated his body in a secure facility. Scattered the ashes in separate locations across 3 states. The threat was eliminated. Case closed. Except Slenderman came back. Not as he was before. Worse. His body reassembled from the ashes. But the resurrection was imperfect. He returned as something dead. Rotting. A zombie version of the creature that already terrified us. Now he's hunting again. But he moves differently. Acts differently. Kills differently than before. Zombie Slenderman's body is falling apart as he walks. His impossibly tall frame is bent at wrong angles now. The suit he always wore hangs in tatters on his decomposing form. His tentacles drag behind him lifeless. They don't move with purpose anymore. They just trail on the ground, leaving wet smears of decay. His faceless head is partially collapsed on one side. You can see bone underneath where the flesh rotted away. He moves slowly now. No more teleportation. No more appearing behind you. He walks at a steady pace. Relentless. Inevitable. Following his victims on foot. The zombie version is easier to see than before. Original Slenderman could blend into shadows. Appear only in peripheral vision. This version is always visible. Always present. His rotting body stands out against any background. You can see him coming from blocks away. That tall, decaying figure walking down the middle of the street. Moving through crowds of people who somehow don't notice him. Cars drive around him without swerving. Pedestrians walk past without looking. Only his victims can see zombie Slenderman. He exists in their perception alone. Making escape psychological rather than physical. He targets the same people original Slenderman marked. Children who saw him before he died. Adults who investigated his killings. Families who lost loved ones to his attacks. Zombie Slenderman is finishing what he started. Working through his old list of victims. But his methods have changed. He doesn't make people disappear anymore. He can't teleport them away. Instead, he just walks toward them. Follows them wherever they go. Gets a little closer each day. His victims watch him approach over weeks. See him getting nearer. Gaining ground. Until he finally reaches them. Then the rot spreads from his touch. Infection replacing abduction. His victims develop symptoms before he touches them. The closer zombie Slenderman gets, the sicker they become. Starting at 100 feet away. Mild nausea and headaches. At 50 feet, fever and chills. At 25 feet, their skin bruises easily. Bleeds from nowhere. At 10 feet, they start coughing up black fluid. Their hair falls out. Their teeth loosen. The proximity to his undead body causes living flesh to break down. By the time he's close enough to touch them, they're already halfway to becoming corpses themselves. His presence is contagious. Death radiates from his rotting form. Zombie Slenderman leaves evidence behind now. The original never left traces. No footprints. No fingerprints. No DNA. But this version drips as he walks. Decay fluid. Bits of rotted flesh. A trail of death marking his path. Police finally have physical evidence. They collect samples. Run tests. The DNA is human and not human. Something that was once alive but has been altered fundamentally. Changed into something that shouldn't exist. Medical examiners study the tissue samples. They rot faster than normal. Decompose in hours instead of days. Whatever zombie Slenderman is, he's contagious. His rot spreads to everything he touches. He makes sounds now. Original Slenderman was silent. This version groans. Wet, Gurgling sounds from a throat filled with decay. Victims hear him coming. His footsteps heavy, uneven. His breathing raspy. The tentacles scraping against pavement. He's lost his supernatural stealth. Replaced it with inevitable pursuit. You hear zombie Slenderman approaching for hours before you see him. That distinctive sound of something dead forcing itself to walk. Forcing decomposing muscles to function. The sound gets closer every time you hear it. Distance measured in groans and scraping. Coming for you without rest or pause. His kills are slower now. Original Slenderman took victims instantly. One moment they existed. Next moment gone. Zombie Slenderman doesn't have that power anymore. He has to physically reach his victims. Grab them with rotting hands. Pull them close. His touch spreads necrosis rapidly. Flesh dies on contact. Turns black. Spreads up limbs like fire. Victims watch their own bodies rot while they're still alive. Feel their organs shutting down one by one. Death takes minutes instead of seconds. Conscious. Aware. Feeling everything. The zombie version is crueler than the original. Makes his victims experience their own decay. Children who survived encounters with original Slenderman are dying now. The zombie version remembers them. Tracks them down years later. Kids who escaped into police stations. Who ran away when he manifested. Who survived because he chose other victims first. Zombie Slenderman is cleaning up loose ends. Finishing his collection. But these victims are adults now. Have families. Jobs. Lives they built after surviving childhood horror. He walks into their homes. Their offices. Their safe spaces. Pursuing debts from a decade ago. They recognize that impossibly tall silhouette immediately. Even rotting. Even falling apart. You never forget Slenderman. Not even after he dies. Government facilities can't contain him anymore. They captured zombie Slenderman twice. Put him in reinforced cells. Behind steel doors and concrete walls. He walked through them. Not teleported. Actually walked through solid matter. His rotting body phases through barriers like they don't exist. Physical containment doesn't work on something that's already dead. They tried incinerating him again. Reduced him to ash a second time. He reformed in 3 days. Rose from the ashes like a nightmare phoenix. Now the facilities don't try to contain him. They just track his movement. Warn potential victims. Tell them to run even though running doesn't help. Zombie Slenderman is patient. He appears in photographs differently now. Original Slenderman corrupted images. Made cameras glitch. Caused static and distortion. Zombie Slenderman shows up perfectly clear in photos. His rotting body captured in high definition. His collapsed face visible in detail. Every stage of decomposition documented. People photograph him obsessively. Trying to prove he exists. But the photos look fake. Too theatrical. Too horror movie. Nobody believes them. They think it's elaborate cosplay. Special effects makeup. The zombie apocalypse meets creepypasta. Viral marketing for some movie. Reality is too horrible to be believed. Zombie Slenderman benefits from his own impossibility. Walks through crowds photographing him while pursuing his actual target. His tentacles are dead weight now. They used to move with purpose. Grab victims. Impale witnesses. Now they just drag behind him. Leaving trails like slug slime. But they're still dangerous. Anyone who touches them catches the rot. Children who pick them up out of curiosity. Dogs who sniff at them. The tentacles spread infection. Turn curious observers into victims. Health departments issue warnings about biological hazards without explaining what they are. Tell people not to touch strange organic materials on sidewalks. Don't let children play near them. The tentacles keep falling off. Zombie Slenderman grows new ones. Sheds them like skin, contaminating everything. People try killing him with traditional zombie methods. Destroy the brain. They shoot him in the head. Zombie Slenderman has no brain. No organs at all. He's hollow inside. Pure rot animated by unknown force. They try dismemberment. Cut him into pieces. Each piece continues moving independently. The torso drags itself along using its tentacles. The arms crawl. The legs walk without a body attached. They have to burn every piece separately. Even then, he reforms. Pulls himself back together from the ash. Zombie methods don't work on something that was never really alive. That was always supernatural. Death just changed his operating parameters. His presence is spreading to other creatures. Original Slenderman was unique. Zombie Slenderman is contagious. Animals that die near him reanimate as zombie versions. Tall. Stretched. Faceless. Deer with impossibly long legs. Dogs with tentacles growing from their spines. Cats with blank faces. They follow Zombie Slenderman like a pack. Like disciples learning from their master. The infection is spreading beyond him, creating a zombie apocalypse of Slenderman variants. All tall. All decaying. All following victims with that same relentless patience. What started as one creature dying and returning has become an epidemic of impossible undead. This message ends with a warning about seeing Zombie Slenderman. If you spot him in the distance, you have approximately 2 weeks before he reaches you. His walking speed is constant. 100 yards per day. You can track his approach. Watch him getting closer. Some victims try to run. Move to different cities. Different states. He follows. Always walking. Never stopping. Never sleeping. Just pursuing. Others barricade themselves. Lock doors. Board windows. He walks through them. The only pattern researchers have found: victims who accept their fate die faster. The rot spreads quicker when they stop fighting. Zombie Slenderman feeds on resignation. Grows stronger on surrender. Keep fighting. Keep running. Even though it's pointless. Even though he's already getting closer. Even though you can probably see him right now. Standing in the distance. Watching. Waiting. Walking toward you one slow step at a time.